We've all been upset with Nintendo lately. Be honest, so have you. They've been raising the prices of everything, making it pretty much impossible to keep up with everything Nintendo's doing. And don't even get me started on that god-awful Pokemon game. Nintendo just did a global test ride for their brand new game, Kirby Air Riders, which was announced on the first day that the Switch 2 was announced. And wow, Nintendo? Can you just do this forever? Now, despite the contents of my channel, I'm not actually that big of a gamer. I typically get pretty bored with video games. So when I played Kirby Air Riders, I was very pleasantly surprised to see that I was not bored at all. There's like a third of the content of the full game in this. And I was engaged the entire time and played non-stop as much as I possibly could during the beta. And I'm so excited for the next beta next weekend because I get to play more. And then I already pre-ordered the game, so I get to play even more! That's not to mention the fact that the beta was completely free. I think you may have needed Nintendo Online, which I actually do believe is the case. But, you know, if you already had Nintendo Online, this was already free, and you can pay $20 to get Nintendo Online. So you can play this beta for $20? That's really good for Nintendo. Especially after they made you spend $100 just to get all of the content on release for the new goddamn Pokemon! Now, just to clarify, I did not make this video to defend Nintendo, nor say that I think they're getting better. I just wanted to be able to discuss Kirby Air Riders because I honestly think this is one of Nintendo's strongest games, and I think there are several reasons for that, and that's what I wanted to go over today in this video. Now, first of all, I know that this is a pseudo-sequel or remake to the original Kirby Air Ride from the GameCube. I did not play that. I did not have a GameCube. I'm 17 years old, so, like, that was before I was born. So I did not have a GameCube, I'm sorry. Essentially, my point is, this is my first introduction to Kirby Air Riders, and honestly, my first introduction to the Kirby series as a whole, besides Smash Bros. I haven't really touched Kirby at all, and if this is what all the games are like, holy crap, dude, I want to play them for the rest of my life. For those of you who don't know, Kirby Air Riders is basically a racing game, which has three main modes. There's Air Ride, which is just a basic racing. It's got these super fast-paced races and super insane courses, but it's basically just a kart racer. The other mode is Top Ride, which is another kart racer, except you're looking down at it, kind of like a pinball machine, and you're seeing your little character race on the course. And then the third and biggest game mode is called City Trial. City Trial is the game mode where you start in a city, and you have 5 minutes to collect as many power-ups as possible. This includes having some battle royales around the map to try and win better power-ups from other players. And then at the end of the 5 minutes, you're all put into a mini-game, which you can actually pick at the end, and you see who wins based on all the power-ups that you got and the cards that you collected throughout the course. This is my favorite mode. The first major positive that I noticed when playing this game was just the amount of passion that Sakurai put into it. You can always tell with all of his games. Smash Bros. Ultimate was the most successful game on the Switch besides Mario Kart 8, I think. So just seeing the amount of passion and hard work that was put into this game really makes you have faith in this game, because compared to some of the other things that Nintendo is releasing right now, this is just so passionate and so from the heart. Take that, Pokemon. When I was watching the 2 directs that led up to the release of Kirby Air Riders, I was just blown away by the amount of content that's going to be included in this game. We have several modes: Air Ride, City Trial, Road Trip, Top Ride, and that paddock area. It's just insane. This is crazy amounts of content for the game, and it's almost making me justify the $70 price, which is something I thought I'd never do. Now, of course, an overabundance of content doesn't mean anything if the content has no quality, but based on the beta that I got to play, which included both Air Ride and City Trial, it also included Paddock, but I didn't have time to get around to that. These 2 modes were both fantastic. First of all, they look amazing. You can see by the gameplay on the screen right now, but the fast pace, the colors, the frame rate, the special effects, everything looks amazing. I was completely shocked. I was playing it in a handheld, and I was surprised that it wasn't blowing up in my hands. The game also just felt amazing to play. It was super slidey and airy, which makes sense for a game called Kirby Air Riders, but it was also just so fast-paced. City Trial was great because you start off super slow, and as you get your power-ups, you get faster and faster and faster, and that build-up really makes for an exciting and exhilarating experience that I enjoyed completely and was engaged in the entire time. My favorite part of this game was that the gameplay on the surface seems very simple. You know, there's 2 buttons, like a charge boost and a special move, and that's it. You don't even have to accelerate. But as you keep playing, you learn that the gameplay goes a lot deeper than that. It's pretty hard to keep on line with the track and stay up in first place. So as you keep practicing and practicing, you get better with the gameplay, and you start to feel so cool as you're playing, zipping through these super fast-paced courses and zipping past people, using your powers to smash them out of the way. It's great. I could totally see this game not being for everyone, but I'm completely addicted to it, and I can't even play it right now. The fast-paced nature and the ADHD special effects and visuals just, oh my god, it makes me so happy. However, I don't believe that on its own is enough to warrant it being the best Nintendo game ever made. But I think there are some other things in this game that really push it over the top. First of all, as I alluded to before, there's just an insane amount of content in here. In the final game, I think there's 18 courses in Air Ride, and there's an entire full city in City Trial, and there's an abundance of mini games to play at the end of City Trial, which is the big climax of that mode, if you know anything about the game. That's not even to mention the fact that each course, at least in the beta, has these crazy animations and flying sections that really take you into the world and basically give you a cutscene in the middle of the race. I was blown away by these sections, and I have not heard nearly enough people talking about them, so I wanted to give them props right now because those were some of my favorite parts of the game. On top of all of this, each character, which there's over a dozen of, has their own carts and own animations for when they're racing and even when they're just walking on the ground. This is used in the paddock section and also if you get knocked off your cart in City Trial. This is just insane to me because it shows the amount of effort that was put into this game. This did not need to be there, but it was even said in the Nintendo Direct how much effort it took to make all these animations. And that amount of effort just really makes me enjoy the game and feel like there was a lot of work put into it. A common consensus I've seen online, especially on Twitter, is that this game is just chaos turned up to 11, and it's amazing. And I, for one, completely agree. It's really hard to tell what's going on their screen a lot of the time, especially in the water map. There's water flying everywhere. You're moving 10 times faster than you expected, and there's people flying left and right, even though there's only 6 racers. And it just plays amazing. I don't know how to describe it, but it feels like you're having a heart attack and also having the best time of your life at the same time. I don't think that this game is going to outsell Mario Kart World. Let's be honest with ourselves. Mario Kart World sold almost as many copies as the Nintendo Switch 2 itself because of the bundle it came with and the fact that they were charging $80 if you didn't get it with the bundle. However, I do believe that this game is going to win in one thing. Actually, 2 things. And that's player counts and public reception. People are going to be talking about this game 20 times longer than they ever cared about Mario Kart World. And people are going to be playing this game just as long too. It's already hard to get into public matches on Mario Kart World Online. And I don't think that's going to be even an ounce of a problem in Kirby Air Riders. This game has so much content. I can't imagine that it's just going to fall off like Mario Kart World did. Mario Kart World really had a lack of content. And this is just the antithesis of that. And it's really showing Nintendo what they need to do better and the fact that they need to hire Sakurai more. Because holy crap, he delivers every time. Right now, we only have a beta, so there's not a lot to say about this game. But I really do think it's going to be amazing. Every aspect of it that I've seen so far has been top-notch, and I cannot wait to see more. I hope Sakurai keeps updating the game and adding new stuff when he needs to make sure it doesn't stay boring. But I'm really excited for this game, and if this is all we get, I'm thrilled with it. Nintendo, take some notes from your own developers and make some better games. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.
I hate Pokemon Zero!